Right, it's day 13, lucky number 13. And right now it's around 5:30 a.m. and we're going to be checking on top of the couch here, the sheet on top of the couch, and get some more light. I don't see any, at least any big ones or little ones, but not to say that they're the little hatchlings. Those are the ones that are really tough to see. I'm gonna get well, it's looking good. We're looking good. We'll check the chair here. Nothing moving around. Don't see any black spots. Brown spots. They're brown actually. Brown shows up pretty good against the red sheets. So, alright, let's see what's underneath. If there's anything underneath. Okay. It all looks good. Drum roll. Good here. Excellent so far. Not a one. Don't want to jinx it though. We're good. Don't even see any little hatchlings. Let's see any live bed bugs. Okay. Hopefully for the chair. Piece of lint. Looks like an egg, but that's just a white piece of lint. Okay, don't see any. Good so far. Nothing. we're winning. I think we want another. We're winning the war. So, but it's too early to tell. These things, you know, they can come back with a vengeance if you let your guard down. And the couch, there's nothing moving on the couch. Now, I didn't sit down or lay down on the couch to see if they would come to attack. I can do that. I'll put the sheet back on and I'll do that. But I thought today, later today, I was going to perform a little experiment, and the experiment's going to be with the live bed bugs that are in the laboratory. I want to see how they react to baking soda and baby powder, but we'll talk more about that later. Okay. Alright, the sheets are back on, and we'll be sitting down on the chair, maybe even lay down on the couch to see if anything wants to come out and try to attack. Alright, I'm going to let's go to the laboratory right now. Alright, here we are. We are going to put a scoop of baking soda in one of these trays, and we'll do the baby powder in the other. I've heard some stuff about this on the internet, and I just want to experiment. So what we're going to do is we're going to put baby powder around the cup, and same over here with the baking soda. Probably use the baking soda here first, but then we'll open up the cup. There are some live ones in there. I can see one of them moving around. But more or less, they're just playing dead. They like to be dormant when there's nothing better for them to do, like eat you. Okay, so what we're going to do after I have my coffee, and I think I'll wait for the sunshine to come up and do just that. We'll put the baking soda and the baby powder around the cup and see how they react. See if they can stand it, or if they walk through it, or whatever they do. And I did put Vaseline way up on top here, just in case they do get out. I think the Vaseline will stop them. They'll get stuck to it. So okay, we're going to be working on that later on today. Alright, I just got done sitting in the chair for about 15 minutes. Nothing came out. On the couch, I did take a little cat nap, and when I woke up, one of these guys, about the same size, this guy or the other guy was near my head, and actually caught him alive. He's going to be part of the experiment now. And then I went back and took another nap, and this guy or the other guy, whatever, maybe we'll just say that they're twins. He was close to my head. Guess they were zeroing in on my breath, and took the sheet, did an inspection, didn't see anything underneath other than these two guys. I don't know if they're lone wolves or whatever, but now they're part of the experiment. Gonna have some coffee, and we'll come back and start our experiment. Alright, here we go. We're gonna make a little circle with the baking soda. It's a lot, but it doesn't matter. Okay, and then what we're going to do is lift lift the cup up and let them loose and see if they'll cross the baking soda or not. Here we go. Get the camera a little closer. Alright, let's open up the big top. Make sure there's none in there. Okay, now we gotta wake them up. They're kind of playing dead right now. I don't know why, because they were. There's one. He's getting active. Let's see if he's going to cross the barrier. Now they're waking up. That one is on top. He's on top of the powder. So it's not a deterrence. I don't know why people on the internet swear by the baking soda. We're going to test the baby powder pretty soon here, but no, they don't care. It's funny, these guys they're dormant and then they come alive again. These little guys right here, I'm glad I didn't see any of those today. Those are the hatchlings, those are the brand new babies. I'm hoping that they you know, the last generation here, I think it's the 4th generation, the eggs hatching. That's going to be the true test, is not to see those little guys hanging around. We did take the blow dryer to them, and seems like the 409 may or may not. I'm not sure. I'd have to do a complete test, get some eggs, and do some kind of a controlled substance here, you know, a controlled experiment. And if we can get the 4th generation completely wiped out, then that should stop the pandemic, at least in my house. And I've been seeing some really horrible stories on YouTube with houses they're just covered with these guys. They bring in the big guns there with the exterminators, and you know what? They're doing the same thing that what I'm doing. You know, they just use, you know, another heavy-duty chemical. Like you have to leave the house. At least with this 409, you don't need to leave. And all they're doing, same thing. They're finding the nest, squirting them, go on to the next. And I'm not sure if that's enough. You know, you got to keep an eye on these little guys. And if I ever experience a house that was full of these, well, I'd use the same method. I'd just have a whole lot more help. And here we go. We're going to say that baking soda does not deter them. They don't mind it a bit. Alright, I'm going to get these guys back under the big tent, and then we're going to come back and use the we're going to use the baby powder on the next one over here. I'm not sure if they're, I haven't checked them to see if there's any alive, but if not, we'll just add some, clean this up a little bit and add some baby powder in here. Yeah, right there. They're just trying to get out. They can't climb up this plastic, which that's good news.
Put these under your bedpost. If they can't climb up, well, if you got them out of your bed and they're still hanging around and wherever, make them hard to get onto your bed. So that's an idea. And these things here are, you know, I get those at when I'm shopping. That's where I get my ham, and that's kind of a free use of. I'm sure you go on Amazon, you're gonna have to pay an arm and a leg for these little cups, these little containers that they designate them as bed bug traps. Well, here's a trap right here. So, okay, we're gonna move on to the baby powder test. And here we go. Let's move the cup on the second experiment. Make sure there's nothing in there. And see if we can wake a few of these guys up. Boy, they cling, don't they? I'm just going to leave that right there. Nope. There we go. We got one that's still alive. Look at that. This one did cling and ended up in the sink, and he's still alive, but I'm not going to mess with him. Okay, so I got this one. I think he's just probably half dead. He's got some broken legs. So we're going to grab the other container and very carefully pour them in here. So I'm going to need both hands. The baking soda, boys. How best to do this. That one's alive, it's just buried in the powder. I want to get some of this powder out of here. Let me see if the camera's catching all this. Good. Alright, let's see if we can transfer them over to the baby powder bin. I don't want to crush them. Got some activity going. I think when they get threatened, they automatically just play possum. That's why you don't turn your backs on them. Okay. Well, let's see what we got. There's one just swimming in the baby powder. I did this a few days ago on the floor with the 409. I made a circle, and they wouldn't cross it. They got to the edge of the 409 and turned around, and I thought maybe the baby powder or the baking soda would do the same, but here we go. This guy's, yep, he's right there on it, trying to get to the side. So, as a deterrent, baby powder and baking soda doesn't stop them. Especially these guys there. They've been in here for a long time. At least a day or two with some of them than the two this morning. So, all right. Well, that's my experiment with these little devils today. If I think about anything else, I would like to find something. I don't know, peppermint. That does a lot for a lot of little critters, a lot for a lot of critters. There we go. Okay. Anyways, we're gonna put away our toys here, and today is Sunday, so I'm gonna take a break. I'm not gonna do too much to the chair. The chair, I didn't see any. The couch, we had two when I used myself as the human bait. And this afternoon, when I get tired, I'll take my nap there and keep one eye open. Alright, till then, bye.